I'm Allie Scuds, and I'm a competitive CrossFit athlete. I'm gonna take you through a full day of training and eating. Let's go. All right, so first thing I have when I wake up is a big glass of water. I like to call it my morning margarita because we're gonna add some salt. And some lime. These limes aren't looking too good. We got them from the Imperfect Produce, but the juice will be good. This is an awesome way to start my day because, you wake up from 10 hours of sleeping, you're a little bit dehydrated, so it's good to get in. I force myself to get in this water before I'm allowed to start drinking coffee. And the salt in there is really good for electrolytes and also hydration, and then the lime is to kind of just balance out the taste of the salt water. So the recipe that I use is actually on the Brava app, so it makes it really easy to just follow step-by steps, throw it in the Brava, and then we're gonna have some delicious oatmeal. Alright, so first is 3 cups of old-fashioned rolled oats. So this one is 45 grams for a half a cup, so 270 grams is 3 cups. And this is gonna be 4 servings of oatmeal. And then 3 cups of milk. 1 cup is 240 milliliters. Okay, so we're gonna go 720 grams of milk. I think it's so good. I'm making this math really hard on myself. That was 530 grams. Next up, 2 cups of water. Also, if you have a measuring cup, that makes it a little bit easier. But this is more precise. So it says, in the Brava chef pan, which is what we got here, stir together oats, milk, water, salt, and cinnamon. It's just like a pinch of salt, half teaspoon, so we just kind of eyeball that. That's what I do for most of my recipes, just go on feel. Okay, and then I'm also gonna add a little bit of vanilla. I've modified this recipe based on my liking, so I add in a few other extras to it. Alright, so it says stir that together, and then we're gonna go to the Brava now. Recipe is on their app. You can also search for it on the Brava. It shows it's a multi-step recipe, and so the app and the Brava are all synced up together. So this will even remind you like what you have to do, and then you can also personalize it if you know that you want to cook it more or less than recommended, but I like it how it is. Close it up, and then green button. So most of the things that I make in the Brava are usually just one step. You just prepare it, put it in, and then it's good to go. But for this meal prep for the baked oats, it does have a couple steps because we're gonna add in some other stuff once it starts cooking. So that's gonna cook for 12 minutes. It says add raisins as what the recipe calls for, but I like to add apples instead. So I'm gonna start preparing the apples now. I'm also gonna weigh out the apples, mostly just to know how many calories and macros is in each serving, and I'll show you guys how to do a bulk recipe in MyFitnessPal. That's what I use to count my macros. This is gonna make 4 servings, so every morning it's super easy to just pull it out of the fridge, heat it up, and log it, and it's good to go. Yeah, so this recipe on Brava's site is serving size 8 to 10, but I eat a lot, so it's gonna be 4 servings for me. I use MyFitnessPal to track all of my macros, and I've actually already done this recipe before. I go into my recipes, and then this is gonna be the baked cinnamon apple oats. As you can see, I have the full amount of oats, almond milk. I'm gonna put in some palm sugar, and the Honeycrisp apples. Then it's gonna be 4 servings. So basically it takes the bulk of all the items that I'm gonna put in this oatmeal and then divides it into 4 servings. So I know that each serving I'm gonna have 368 calories, 6.4 grams of fat, 70.5 grams of carbs, and 9.8 grams of protein. In the mornings, I don't have to waste any time scanning barcodes and adding in all of my macros, so it just saves me a lot of time. Okay, so it's saying remove the chef pan, stir the mixture well, adding raisins, we're gonna add apples, coconut, palm sugar, back in with the lid. Now that I finished my morning margarita, I've earned myself some coffee. I'm trying out this Califia cold brew with almond milk. It's pretty good. It's a little bit too much almond milk for me. I like my coffee a little bit more stronger, but we get the Imperfect produce box every week, and they have a bunch of different stuff that you can try, so I always like to try out the different coffees that they have. Sometimes I like hot coffee, sometimes I like cold coffee, sometimes almond milk, sometimes black, sometimes coconut milk. Switch it up. So a lot of people think that because I'm a professional athlete that my diet is very boring and plain, but I like my approach to nutrition is having a really good balance of things, and I think that the more you can enjoy the food that you're having, the easier it is to kind of like stick to your nutrition plan, whatever that is for you. And for me, I like to experiment with new recipes and try new things and make it fun. So I love the Brava because I'm gonna show you guys today, we're gonna have pizza for dinner, but we're gonna make it healthy and able to fit into my nutrition plan. I'm making these delicious baked oats, and so that's something I look forward to every single morning. And I'm also gonna have a breakfast sandwich with that. So like I said, I think that the more consistent you can be with your nutrition, the better results you're gonna have, and the consistency comes from being able to do something that is sustainable and that you really enjoy doing. All right, so since I usually have the oatmeal prepped and ready to go, meal prep, I'll usually do that on Sundays, so I have it ready for the rest of the week. I'm gonna also prepare a breakfast sandwich, one of my favorites in the Brava. So it's another recipe on the app, but you can kind of improvise like I did on the oatmeal. So for this sandwich that I'm doing, it calls for pre-cooked bacon, but you can actually, we always cook our bacon in the Brava as well. So I made some a couple days ago, so I'm gonna use that for this sandwich, but the Brava cooks the bacon like perfectly, and you can adjust it if you like it a little bit chewier or crunchy, and it makes the cleanup really easy too with the tray. So now the eggs are gonna go on the top shelf, and then these are gonna go on the bottom shelf. Bacon, egg, and cheese breakfast sandwich. Everything looks good. Close the door, press the green button, and we're off. So that's good to go. We got 4 breakfasts all prepped, and I wish I could eat it all right now, but I'm only gonna have 1. And I'm excited. Even though it's the same thing that I eat every morning, it's so delicious that I don't mind it. So before I eat the oatmeal, I like to splash a little bit of syrup on it, extra carbs, extra fuel before my training. Yeah, so the app is fully integrated with the Brava, so if I'm away from the Brava for whatever reason, I can always check on how it's looking, because there's a camera on the inside of the Brava. And there we go, it's ready to go. Perfect. So good. It's my favorite. It's literally like dessert. So we got the sweet fix, now we're gonna go to the savory. Really good. The English muffin is like super soft, but on the outside crunchy. Egg, perfect. Bacon, love it. It's a perfect combo. Sweet and savory. It's my favorite breakfast every day. I try to get about 100 grams of carbs in before I start training, and right now with that breakfast I have 25 grams of protein, 118 grams of carbs, and then 21 grams of fat. So that'll be a perfect amount of fuel to get me started for my first session. Alright, so I'm gonna prepare my post-workout shake, so I have it ready to go at the gym. So I'm gonna put 2 scoops of the X-Works Motion, which is a cluster dextrin, which is a carbohydrate that is easily digestible and optimal for right after your training. You know, refill your glycogen stores so you have energy for later in the day. And then I'm gonna add in 1 scoop of the protein, 28 grams per serving of carbs. So I work with a nutrition coach from Tactic Nutrition, and they recommend having about 60 grams of carbs post-workout to help replenish glycogen stores and also deliver the protein to the muscles that you just kind of broke down. And then this is creatine, and so I'll have this as soon as I'm done working out. All right, time to go work out. Welcome to our home gym, our home away from home gym. We've also been streaming our training sessions on Twitch, so if you guys are interested in what we're doing day to day, feel free to follow us on Twitch, same username, ascuds. Today's a pretty lighter day as far as like intensity. It's a lot of accessory work. Wrap. All right guys, time for some lunch. We are going to make some burrito, taco, Mexican inspired lunch. One of my favorite features of the Brava is that you can basically, you don't have to preheat it, you just prep your vegetables, throw them in, and then it gives you time to focus on making some other fun foods. So let's get started. We've got here some, I think this is summer squash. Did a poll on my Instagram of like, why don't people eat their vegetables? And the main reason was because they don't taste good. But I think that there's a way that you can prep your vegetables so they are delicious and also nutritious. This is just olive oil. I just kind of cover them. You can also use the spray. Chili lime from Trader Joe's, chili pepper, red bell pepper, lime juice powder, and sea salt. So those will be done in 8 minutes. Like I said, no preheating. You just push start and set it and forget it. And then we get meat delivered from Trifecta. So this is pre-cooked meat. This is the flat iron steak we're gonna have for lunch. And it's already cooked, so we just kind of like to brown it a little bit to make it crunchy and warm to eat. And I'm also gonna have one of these tortillas, also from Trader Joe's, my favorite store. This is the wheat and corn flour tortilla. There it is. Nice. So this was 4 steaks. Each steak is 4 ounces. And so since I cooked them all together, I'm just weighing them after they're cooked. And then I'll divide that number by 4, so that's each serving. And then I'll have 1.5 servings. Cook my own meat, I usually weigh the meat before I cook it and then just know that's how much I need to eat after it's cooked, regardless of how much it weighs. And then I'm gonna have 1 cup of rice. So I know that these packages are 2 cups, so it's like 140 grams of cooked rice. 50 grams of beans. Top it off with a little salsa and hot sauce. And there you have it. Put this. It's gonna be like part burrito, part bowl. It's gonna get messy. Now don't get on me because it's not a proper burrito. I'm just gonna finish up my lunch, do a little bit of stretching and recovering, and then we're gonna go to the gym for the second session. Alright, just getting back to the gym for session 2. We're going to do some intervals, 8 rounds of 50-meter sled push, 12 box step overs, and 40 dubs, and then rest 2 minutes between each round.
Three, 2, 1, go.
That was gnarly. Alright, just finished up second session. We're gonna head back home for pizza night. Alright, it's been a long day of training, good training, and I'm hungry. So it's time to make some pizza. One of my favorites, making in the Brava. We're gonna make 2 different types of pizza tonight. So I'm gonna be using this crust. This is the Essential Baking Company. We actually also got these in the Imperfect produce box. So 1 serving is technically 1/3 of the pizza, and it's only 150 calories per serving. I'll usually, of this crust, because it's a little bit thinner, I'll usually eat a whole pizza. So that's gonna be 450 calories for the whole pizza. 75 grams of carbs, basically 10 grams of fat, and 12 grams of protein. We're gonna do 2 different types of pizza, both gonna be tomato based, but one is gonna have a little bit of extra flair with some barbecue sauce. This is another one from Trader Joe's. It's just a regular tomato basil marinara. So this is the barbecue sauce. I'm gonna add to the tomato sauce just Kansas City style barbecue from Trader Joe's, of course. Okay, so for protein, for the tomato sauce only, we're gonna cut up one of these bison patties from Trifecta. Just like the steaks, they're already pre-cooked, so we just chop them up kind of like a ground beef. One thing that pizzas typically lack is a fair amount of protein, because they'll usually just have like a little bit of pepperoni or maybe no meat at all, and so it's hard to get in enough protein. So it's really important for us to add some lean meats like the bison, and then the chicken is gonna go on the other one. And the meat comes in 4-ounce portions, just like I was talking about for lunch. So I don't have to weigh those out before putting them on. Okay, next up I'm gonna put some mozzarella style shreds. This is also a nut cheese like I had for breakfast. These are also from Trader Joe's. These are not 100% vegan if you are a vegan, but I find that they're the perfect amount of like just tiny bit of dairy to make them still like really creamy and taste like regular cheese, but it's enough that it doesn't upset my stomach. And I put 2 servings of this cheese on each pizza. Okay, then on the barbecue chicken one, I'm gonna add my last strip of bacon. And then on the bison one, I'm gonna add this zesty with red chili pepper salami. And I'm gonna put some red onion on the barbecue chicken. From here you can select which type of crust that you have. There's all different kinds. So we're gonna go with thin crust for this one, and then bottom shelf, and we're good to go. 9 minutes and it'll be ready. Oh baby, look at that. Super secret, you can't tell anyone. A little honey drizzle on top. And then finish it off, red chili peppers. Alright, another Trader Joe's staple, we've got the broccoli and kale slaw salad. I love these salad kits because they're really easy to just throw together in a pinch, and you get a lot of good micronutrients with all the lettuce and vegetables in it. This one has kale, even better. And then it comes with the dressing and toppings ready to go. All right, here we go. In goes the barbecue chicken. All right, moment of truth. Except for I make this every week, so I know it's tasty. Love that. I don't think I could ever get sick of pizza. It's like my favorite food. Thanks so much for following along with my day of eating, day of training. Hope you guys had a lot of fun. And if you're interested in getting a Brava for yourself, check out the description below for an exclusive discount just for you guys.